The lives of many pretty much matters, and here we are, Safety Watch TV, bringing you detailed info on the health and safety walk with the regional fire officer happening on the streets of Tema. We'll have a brief session with the PRO and then the regional fire officer. We will as well take the opinions of the participants to know how the work is affecting them positively. Stay tuned. I am your host, Josephine Anajo Ebwasapon, and this is Safety Watch TV. Safehouse initiative is proud to have partnered with the Tema Regional Command of the Ghana National Fire Service on a health and safety walk dubbed Healthy Mind, Healthy Body, Save a Life. The Tema Regional Fire Command embarked on the joint health and safety walk with officers from the Ghana Immigration Service and the Navy to ensure personnel keep fit, solidarity, and most importantly, provide the masses with tailor-made fire safety education and preventive tips. Accompanied by the fire tenders and buses branded with fire safety tips, the officers held placards with safety inscriptions through some principal streets of Tema. Some of the placards had the emergency fire numbers 112, 192, 030, 277, 2446. There have been times citizens have complained about the unavailability of the fire service when a call is placed in case of a fire, only to find out that the numbers were wrong. Some of the safety tips spotted were knowing the emergency numbers and calling on time, reduce response time. The devastating impact of disasters, need to blow out candles, and putting off electrical gadgets after use saves lives and properties, and also the need to know the types of extinguishers, their correct usage, and the suitable places to site them. The fire service also stated categorically on their placards that they do not attend to fires without water. Reason being that there are different fire engines with different water capacity, and the rate of exhaustion is dependent on the size of fire and distance to the seat of the fire. During the walk, Safety Watch engaged the public relations officer for the Tema Regional Command DO3 Ebenezer Yenzu, where he spoke about the theme for the exercise, the areas they visited in the previous exercise, and the places they intend to pass through. Thank you, sir. So today's health and safety walk, what is the theme about?
Today's safety walk is making sure that we have a very safe mind for a safe body to save a life. So safe mind, safe body, save a life. We want to, as part of our health and safety policy, we want to keep fit and be ready to work as well. Then also we are taking the opportunity to educate the masses on what to do when there's fire, or the preventive things that they can do to make sure that we minimize fires in our home.
Okay, so aside having the walk on the principal street of Tema, do we have other areas as well?
Yeah, so today this is the second version that we have. In the first one, we commenced from Ashaman and we ended up at the regional office in Tema. But today we are just going through the principal streets of Tema. We had another one during the Firefighters Day. We went right from Newtown to Tema. So this time we want to cover the other aspects of Tema as well.
All right, thank you, sir.
We believe that this public interaction exercise is a step in the right direction that will help bridge the gap between the service and the public. It will also create an avenue for the service to correct the misconception about how it conducts its work. The Safety Watch team spoke to drivers and some members of the public to ask about their views on the exercise and also to inquire their preparedness in cases of emergency.
So, do you have an extinguisher?
No.
What do you do when there are cases of emergencies?
Actually, I've not been a victim, so I don't know.
So, once you don't have the fire extinguisher, we are urging you to get one in case of, emergencies or whatsoever it is.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, dear.
We are still on asking questions from the masses to know their opinions about the health and safety work. Patron Marchio. Patron, if you Safety Watch TV, na yepese ebisa say health and safety work here, fire service pony ya. Then about.
Oh, share crime baby say fire service in penny for take it works and say I won't happy say say omo ya bibisa.
Timi Pacho fire extinguisher wo car nim.
Pachan.
Nti BBC we sure so you secured.
Pachan.
All right, thank you. My name is Josephine. Your name?
My name is Samuel.
All right, thank you. When you see health and safety works like this by the fire service, what comes into mind?
Okay, I've seen that there is an exhibition for us to know what they normally do. The fire service and the road safety people, what they normally do. That's what I've learned from them.
All right, thank you. Do you have a fire extinguisher in your car? Can we see it?
Yes. Yes.
Can you show us? All right, this is wonderful. At least you have something to show. Thank you so much. This is for you for not saying no to us. Thank you so much.
Safehouse for
A stop was made at the Tema Community 1 TDC to engage and educate the public. The Director of Finance, Deputy Chief Fire Officer Mark Braco Apia Jr., who represented the Chief Fire Officer, the National Public Relations Officer, ACFO1, Timothy Osafo Efum, and the Tema Regional Fire Commander, ACFO1, Doris Lamte, took turns to engage the general public on the need to keep safe and prevent fires, especially in the markets, emphasizing the roles of citizens in the Tema metropolis and how a collective effort can ensure a fire-free Tema. Other officers who also addressed the public were the Regional Safety Officer and the Rural Fires Coordinator in the region.
See, the whole fires throughout the year, if I say 1 year, 609 fires. The one on the ascendancy, domestic fires, which is 183 fires throughout the year. Domestic, 183. And the commercial fires, 135. And then follow the domestic fires. Then we have electrical fires. So when we say electrical fires, mostly, a transformer, ECG pole, and a so no. Electrical fires, to me, started a free a honum. Now, yaba vehicular fires, car fires, and so 61. The electrical fires are 128. The vehicular fires are 61. And then we have bush fires, 60. And then all other fires, also 2. Institutional fires, we've had only 4 of them. That was the statistics for the year. So looking at these statistics, we realized that there was a 26% decrease of fire incidents over the period which we are comparing. That was December 2021 to March 2022. And then December 2022 to March 2023. Comparatively, there has been a 26% decrease of fires, which we have the domestic and commercial fires still remaining the frequent fires. It's like I said, knowing that the domestic and the commercial fires, are under ascendancy, that is why we have taken the steps to do our door-to-door, house-to-house, and then the markets, the small shops in the markets. We go there to advise them on the do's and the don'ts.
The issue of the rise in market and domestic fires, their causes and prevention were discussed with the public.
And we realized that in the market, most of the time, the electrical wirings, na say ebia e touch maka kra bi pe na eja hyehye e na eja bia wo ho a e hyase ketewa mu eti yen pese beje ensemu eti ye kohonom ni akotu omufo a kire wo mu ese se wo pese ye electrical wirings kra wo ho no for professional na omra enkofa kwan chen electrician na omma emma emeye adwuma e na afei so no electrical wires se chen so a wo ho kwan say wo besesa because a chair do baby a breaks ne cracks bemwa eno na tumi e cause sparks e ma eja hyehye e ba no and basically that's the statistics we have for the year, and these are the plans we have to curb the situation. It is the door to door. Your person says you be a who you will be. You can't want to in a crowd, but for back a woman. Now, what they are ball who buying, who coffee so and Palano school mohon, you know, Mocassa, almost so phobia, no more they are caught if you a cocan at show me for. And near Tema regional command, yeah, the baby, a just
Illegal electrical connections, overloading of sockets, worn-out cylinder use, and indiscriminate burning of refuse were some of the basic causes of market fires. Highlighted, the public was charged to take their safety into their own hands and ensure that they, as well as their household, were protected. Tema, being a multilingual city, the educators used other local dialects like Chi, Ewe, and Gadangbe so as to get the masses grasp the message in their own dialects. The exercise came to a close with the officers engaging in aerobics led by Ephraim Kefit Club at the forecourt of the regional headquarters with a closing remark from the regional fire officer and the director of finance.
The director safety would want to say a very big thank you for your quick turnout.
To sum up the day, Safety Watch had a one-on-one with the public relations officer of the Tema Fire Command.
So finally, we are at the Tema Regional Headquarters and we are still with the PRO of the Tema Fire Command. Okay, sir. How do you assess the reception of the citizens towards the fire safety education?
Good. So we started this thing from the morning, and sometimes when you are approaching them, they are a bit not receptive. But the moment you start talking, then they are more or less like interested in your message. So you realize some of them will want to even ask further questions. So what we again tell them, because it's a moving train, after some chit chat, we just tell them to call the numbers and ask of anything that bothers them. So I can say the reception of the public has been very good, and we are going to continue with that approach as well.
That's wonderful. With respect to market fires, are there measures put in place to reduce them?
Yes, so the market fires, this is one of the ways that we want to explore going around. You see, when we're moving, if you could realize, whenever we get to any major market area, we stop the train so that we try to educate them more around that those places. Also, we have something we call the fire education team, market patrol team. So they have been going around almost, we go every Tuesday and Thursday. Every Tuesday and Thursday, the team moves, the education and the market patrol team, they join forces. The market patrol mostly goes in the evening to check whatever is happening within the markets, whether they've been able to put out their cohorts, things that they should turn off, have they turned it off, those things, ensuring that all these things are done. Then the education team also goes during the daytime, but sometimes the market patrol team joins them during the daytime to ensure that the message is carried out to these markets as well, market women. So whenever we get there, some of them have even made friends in the market. So when they get there, they have some terms that they normally call themselves. So it's been very good, and that is what we want to do. We want to get close to the people. We don't want to be a little bit far away from the masses. We want the message to be at their doorsteps. So we will move just like we did today. We'll move and go to them, ensure that we send the message to them. If you say you are going to rely on the traditional media, it's going to be a little bit difficult, though it's also another medium that we can use, but we want to get close to the public so that the message will be sent to them at the grassroots. That is the approach we are using now.
Okay, thank you, sir. So what is the first line of action when there is a fire outbreak?
So the first line of action, when you realize that there is any fire, you first call for help. Whilst you are calling for help, then you move from where you are. Especially if it is not safe, you move to from where you are to a point of safety. So you start shouting, maybe fire, fire. You alert those that are around you. When you alert them, you pick your phone and call the emergency numbers of the fire service. So you can call us through 112 or 192. And then when you call, whilst you are making the call, you are finding your way toward the safest point. That is our emergency assembly point. So that is what you have to do when you discover any fire at any point. You first do the call, you move towards a point of safety, and ensure that you continue calling for people around to move from that venue to where you are, or to that point of safety.
So, most of the time people don't really have the numbers, and they don't even have places where they can actually go to when there is cases of emergency. What do you advise?
So that is why when you see with the stickers that we had with the public, you can see that we have safety messages. This is just one of the messages that we wrote on the flyers. So this is to say fire safety tip: do not keep your gas cylinders close to the stove. So you are not supposed to keep it close. And you realize that most of them, per our few observations, the masses don't have our contact numbers. So we have our phone numbers right beneath the message, so that if we give it to you, you paste it at your doorpost, or on your vehicle or your motorcycle, or you're in front of your store. Whenever there is any emergency and you don't even remember the fire service contact offhand, you can see it in front of your car, beside on your car, or in front of your doorpost. Then you try to call the fire service as soon as possible. You can store it even on your phone anytime that you need it, because sometimes we have numbers of radio stations, family members, but we don't see the need to have the contact number of the fire service, because we realize that we think that fires will not happen to us at any time. So you need to ensure that you have the contact numbers of the fire service on your phone. Then in case of emergency, you can be able to assist. It might not be your house, because maybe you are practicing you are putting in place good practices, but it might be your neighbor, it might be your sister. So you have to have the fire service contacts on your phone, so that in case of any emergency, you can contact them easily.
All right, sir. So what are some of the basic gadgets you think Ghanaians should have at home?
So in the homes, first we have fire detection devices. So fire detection devices that can be able to detect the slightest amount of smoke or density of smoke. So we can have something we call the smoke detector. It's always mounted at the roof of a building, because when there's any fire, the smoke generated rises and goes towards the upper level of the house. So the smoke detector mounted there will be able to detect the smoke and beep. So when it beeps, it sends a signal to those around to know that there is fire around. Then they can be able to what? To move from there. There is the battery type, there is the electric type. So that is the smoke detector. Then again, when you get even your kitchen, we have gas detectors to detect the slightest leakage of what gas in your kitchen. So you can mount the gas detectors also in your kitchen as well. Should they happen, you should all be able to have a firefighting equipment like an extinguisher. A firefighting extinguisher is there. You can use it, mount it in your household and use it. We also even have the fireball. The fireball it does the same work just like the extinguisher, but this time you just hold it and throw it into the base of the fire that where it is burning. So we have so many things that you can install in your facility to ensure that you are well protected. So these are the basic ones that I can say in your homes. If you should get them, you are very safe.
In your own words, what are some of the things you would like to advise Ghanaians on?
I would like to advise Ghanaians that we have to be very careful when we are handling fires. Everybody is a candidate of a fire disaster. Nobody is immune to fires. It can happen to me, it can happen to you. Even as firefighters, fire can get our homes. So we need to always be on the alert. We always be on alert and ensure that we put in good practices that will reduce the fires to the barest minimum. And also when you are in the community, you see somebody doing any activity that will bring a sort of danger to the general public, you alert the fire service. So we have a mantra that we see something, you say something, prevent fire. You see something, say something, prevent fire. You can call any of our contact numbers 112 192 and the nearest fire station will deploy officers and come and verify or come and put those things that the person is doing into check so that we can all have a very safe environment to live in.
Thank you so much, sir. What do you have to say to Safety Watch TV?
So you all have to stay safe, be watchful, watch Safety Watch.
Thank you.